extracted from their compound form para sila ay maging useful, para sila ay maging useful material. Okay? Kasi pagka it is in their compound form, okay, if it is in their compound form, hindi naman useful. Halimbawa, ang kalawang, saan ba ginagamit ang kalawang, di ba? So, we have to extract them from their compound form. Okay, so we have the mechanisms of corrosion. So one is we have the direct chemical attack by oxygen. So usually they are in oxide form kaya, and then what we have in the atmosphere is we have oxygen as one of the most abundant gas. So doon sila nagre-react talaga, no? So you have the direct chemical attack by oxygen, and also we have the electrochemical type of corrosion. So, katatapos lang natin yung topic na electrochemistry, di ba? So, in electrochemistry, we have the anode, we have the cathode, and of course, we have the electrolytes. Okay. So, we have corrosion, mechanisms of corrosion. So, chlorine reacts with silver, forming a protective film of silver chloride. So, again, kahit siya silver, it can be attacked by what? Kahit siya silver, which is one of the noble metals, is it can still be attacked by chlorine. No? So H2S gas at high temperature reacts with iron, forming a porous ferrous sulfide film. So hindi lang siya oxide, it can also be, hindi lang siya oxide, it could also be other compounds that it is being formed. Okay, so liquid metal corrosion of cadmium valves taking place due to sodium metal acting as coolant in nuclear reactors. Okay, di ba halimbawa class sa bahay natin, makikita natin yung mga corrosion pero kumbaga hindi sobrang big deal, no? Pero pag sa mga industries, let's say since they are dealing with gases, with high temperature, what else? Yung mga friction, so dun madalas yung tawag nito. Nagiging problema ang corrosion. So, types of corrosion, dry or chemical. Then we have wet or electrochemical corrosion, atmospheric, and then soil and other forms. So, we have the intergranular or erosion. So, eto mga to is what? They are under the electrochemical corrosion. Okay. The galvanic, pitting, crevice, which is ito yung madalas natin nakikita. No? So, electrochemical corrosion, meron tayong anode at meron tayong cathode. So, once there is an anode, okay, so dun magkakaroon ngayon ng, magre-release siya ng electrons, and that electrons will be utilized by the cathode. Okay. So, kan ba ang tawag nito? These two reactions, the oxidation and reduction reactions, or what? Parati silang they go in pair. No? Hindi pwedeng may oxidation at walang reduction. So parating ganon. So mechanism, all right, we discussed already this one. Now this one explains how rusting in salt water is faster than using just simple water or plain water, no? It's because of the other ions that are present in salt water. Okay. Diba kaya siya nga nagiging salty is because of the dissolved salts. Okay. So this one, so aside from the water, so meron pa tayong chlorine, no? Forming the ferrous chloride. Okay. Then, we have other cells. Okay. So, mag-proceed na lang tayo class doon sa metal differential corrosion. Concentration cell. Okay. Metal with differential corrosion, yung mga ano nga yung na-discuss natin dito, na yung mas active at naisama siya sa less active, ang nangyayari ay mas mabilis ang corrosion because the more active metal will act as the anode and the less active metal will act as the cathode. Kumbaga, siya ang nagiging source of electrons. No? So, dito ngayon, mas mabilis siyang type of corrosion. No? And then, we have the differential erosion corrosion or concentration cell corrosion. Ito naman yung isang part ng yung isang portion ng metal ay naka-immerse sa water at yung isa ay naka-expose lang sa air, no? So, magkaiba yung concentration ng oxygen dun sa naka-immerse kaysa dun sa naka-expose lang sa air. So, again, magkakaroon dun ng corrosion. Okay. Then, we have the composition cell. So, yun pa rin siya. Then, we have the less noble metal the more noble metal will corrode. Dapat ito. No? The more noble metal will corrode. Okay. Puntahin ko na lang siya. Ano? Mali. Less noble metal will corrode. Tama pala ito. Tama ito, class. Kasi ang tinano natin dito na noble metals are this one. These metals, no? We have the silver, the gold, the platinum. Okay, so corrosion of iron nails in copper-coated wood hulls. Less noble will corrode. So, types of corrosion, uniform attack. Okay, imagine nyo kung ano yung uniform attack. Yung lahat ng surface niya ay, it is being corroded. Okay. Then, galvanic, there is a difference between the two metals. More active, a combination of more active and less active. Okay, yung pitting naman yung parang butas-butas siya. No? Napapaloob yung corrosion. Okay, then erosion, ito yung may motion. Stress corrosion, yun yung mga, halimbawa, nagpo-form ka ng, nagdudugtong-tungtung ka ng iba-ibang materials. So, minsan ginagamitan mo yan ng force. So, nag-undergo siya ng stress. So, usually doon nagkakaroon ng corrosion. So, uniform attack yan. Then, galvanic corrosion using two different metals, combining two different metals, two different materials. Okay, so you have the zinc and the copper. So, zinc here will corrode, and then we have copper will be, will be protected. Okay, so we have the arrangement of metals in the increasing activity, reactivity. So, dito sa baba, increasingly active, increasingly inert. So, less active itong mga to, then more active dito sa baba. Or the more negative are those that are more active and the more positive are those that are less active. Kasi baka biglang dito sa baba, dito sa taas. Now, there are some tables, class. Usually, mas marami nga ang ganong table na yung mga negative ay nandito sa taas at yung mga positive nandito sa baba. So, basta ang tatandaan doon, the more negative the standard electrode potential are those that are more active. So, crevice corrosion. Corrosion occurs in recesses under deposits of dirt where there is localized depletion of dissolved oxygen. Basta kung naandun kung saan yung nagkakaroon ng less oxygen, doon nagkakaroon ng corrosion. Okay. So, types of corrosion, exposed to electrolyte. Yung sa katulad nito, so saan magkakaroon dito ng corrosion, it's more on the one that is, it's more on the part that is what? Immersed, no? Okay, so kung siya ay magko-corrode, then the other side will be the cathode. So, this is the crevice. So, usually sa mga joints, yung parang mga tawag nito, medyo yung corner-corner, no? Nagkakaroon naman corrosion. Then, this is the characteristic of a pitting corrosion. So, parang yung papaloob yung attack niya, no? So, localized corrosion attack. Downward propagation of small pits and holes. Yung parang yan ang effect, yung butas-butas. So, that is classified as pitting corrosion. Okay, intergranular corrosion naman. Okay, yung parang kung saan nagko-corrode, yung parang nandun yung mga lines or parang irregularity ng structure, okay, ng surface. So, erosion, corrosion, usually sa mga pipes naman ito, wherein we have fluids, either liquid or gas, that is what? passing through the pipe. So, magkakaroon din doon ng another factor na mas mabilis ang corrosion. And that is the type of corrosion is what we call the erosion, corrosion. Ito yung under stress kung saan yung napupupok or nawi-weld or what, nabibend. So, nagkakaroon doon ng, doon naman magkakaroon ng corrosion. Okay, so factors influencing corrosion, we have temperature, presence of moisture, presence of dissolved salts. Like for example, this is what in the seawater, okay? Presence of moisture, temperature, atmospheric pollutant, and then design practices. So, sa temperature class, okay, di ba sa chemical reaction, sabi pag mas mataas ang temperature, mas mabilis ang reaction. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pag mas mataas ang temperature, mas mabilis din ang corrosion. Mas mabilis din ang corrosion. Pero, pagka dito naman, pagka medyo masyadong mababa ang temperature class, yung mga gaseous natin sa atmosphere ay nagko-condense. Okay? So, halimbawa, you have sulfur dioxide in sulfur dioxide in air. Okay, tapos bigla mababa ang temperature, so magkakaroon ng condensation. If the sulfur dioxide or the carbon dioxide can come in contact with the moisture, it could create what? An acidic solution. Okay, so wait lang class. Okay, so lower temperature, again, lower temperature would cause what? Condensation of, nagkakaroon ng condensation or presence of moisture. And when it comes, when the moisture or the water comes in contact with other gases, it would produce what? Acids. And metals are highly readily attacked by acids. Okay? So, magkasama yan, temperature, low temperature would what? Cause condensation o magpuproduce siya ng moisture. Then, pagka may moisture again, aside from the formation of acids, nagkakaroon din dito ng electrochemical corrosion. Okay? Then, presence of dissolved salts, atmospheric pollutant, na-mention ko na rin dyan, yung mga carbon dioxide, mga sulfur dioxide. Then, design practices, ito nakikita nyo sa mga pipes class, yung mga na nagbe-bend, no? So, minsan doon naiipon yung mga tubig. Okay, so next, preventive or remedial action. So, we know already different factors. So, what are the different methods of preventing corrosion, or if not prevent, it could minimize, no? So, utilize coating to act as a barrier between metal and environment. So, these are some examples of organic coatings. We have paints, varnishes, plastic, and rubber. So, if you notice class, the main purpose of this coating materials is what? Just to, tawag nito, prevent the metal in coming in contact with air or with oxygen. So we have paints, varnishes. So ikino-coat lang siya. And then we have the non-corrodible metallic coatings. We have the galvanizing with the use of zinc, electroplating. So kadalasan ginagamit dyan ay tin. No? Then colorizing with the use of aluminum and chromizing. Okay. So, we have chromium. Ang ginamit dyan ay chromium kasi nga, di ba, ang chromium is, resistant siya sa corrosion. Okay, then we have also aluminum and zinc. Bakit aluminum ang ginagamit at bakit zinc ang ginagamit? And then we have also tin. No? Alright, so stable nature of oxide film formed on the surface. So stable, tightly adhering acts as a protective coating. Example is we have oxide films formed on aluminum, copper, tin, and lead. Okay, so ito yung class, ito yung nature of oxide. Ito yung nature of oxide film na formed dun sa surface. Mga kanina, bakit ang ginagamit ay aluminum, zinc, tin, and lead. Now, ang aluminum class, usually, di ba nakikita niyo yung aluminum. Pagka bagong-bago yan, shiny at saka smooth yung surface niya. Pero pag nagtagal na yan, nagiging rough, tapos nagiging dull na siya, tapos parang kumakapal. Kasi yung kanyang oxide ay nagkikling siya dun sa metal, no? Hindi siya natatanggal. Unlike pagka-iron, ang iron class, pag kinalawang, di ba, pag pinagpag mo, natatanggal na yung niya, na-flakes off yung kanyang oxide. So, pag natanggal yung kalawang, na-expose ulit yung panibagong surface niya. So, continuous yung kanyang corrosion. Unlike pagka dun sa mga zinc sa aluminum. Kumbaga nakapit dun yung kanilang oxide. So, nagiging coating na yung kanyang oxide. Okay, unstable oxide decomposes back to metal and oxygen. Oxidation corrosion cannot continue further. So, example, oxide films form on silver, gold, and platinum. So, these are the two nature of oxide films. Okay, volatile films or volatile film occurs at fast rate. Kaya lang ito naman ay mga bibihira. No? So, next is porous attack by oxygen through the pores and cracks. Ito. So, and the corrosion continues. So, that is, example is the corrosion of iron. So, this is now, we have here in the given figure, you have iron. So, nakalagay dito ay sacrificial coating and noble coating. So, ano ibig sabihin? This is the iron. Okay, this is the iron. And then this one is iron and the coating material is zinc. Okay, then we have iron and the coating material is tin. Now, anong pinagkaiba class? Yung zinc kasi ay mas active. The zinc metal is more active than iron. Okay, the zinc metal is more active than iron. Kaya pag nagkaroon dito ng crack, let's say, na crack, yung pinaka-coating material niya, still, yung iron, hindi pa rin siya kakalawang, hindi pa rin siya magko-corrode. It's because it is with what? It is combined with a more active metal. So that is one of the advantages of zinc as coating material for iron. Now, dito naman sa kabila, noble coating, we have iron and then you have the tin. Ang nangyari, tin kasi class is less active than iron. So, pag nasira yung kanyang coating material na tin, it would what? Mas mabilis ngayon yung pag-corrode ng iron. So, kung tingnan nyo dito, papaloob na yung kanyang attack, no? Kasi nga, iron is more active than tin. Ang nangyari, si iron na ang nasasacrifice, si tin ang protected. So, dito, zinc ang nasasacrifice, the iron is protected. Okay, so sacrificial. Then we have also the electroplating. Okay, yan na-discuss natin lang nakaraan. Electroplating, so you have metals. So we have here, halimbawa, this one is the material. And then you have the coating material, that is the copper. So meron kang copper sulfate solution. So ang mangyari class, yung copper dito, pag nagtumanggap siya ng electron, it will change into what? Copper metal. So this material now will be coated by copper metal. And then the ions here, yung copper ions will be replaced by the copper here, yung copper metal. So, dissolve siya dyan. So, napapansin nyo, pag nagtagal dito sa electroplating, this one will be coated and then this one, tawag to, numinipis o lumiliit na yung kanyang size. Okay. Kasi it is used up now in the electroplating. So, ganun din dito sa silver. So, kung ano yung plating material mo, yung solution should be a salt solution of that metal. So, kung silver yan, dapat ito ay silver. Hindi pwedeng copper, no? So, dapat silver din. Okay, so next we have the galvanizing. Ano ang galvanizing? Coating using what? Coating the metal using zinc metal. Okay, so galvanizing using zinc as coating material. So, ito yung kanyang processes, yung process, and these are the different steps. So, you have the surface preparation, and then this is the coating proper, galvanizing, and you have, of course, the quality control. So, caustic cleaning, and then rinsing, and then pickling, and then rinsing ulit. So, ito yung preparation lang ng preparation ng surface. Para at least pagka, di ba, pagka nagpipintura kayo ng bakal class, di ba, hindi naman yung madumi ipipinturahan mo. You have to what? You have to prepare the surface para mas nagkikling yung pinaka-coating material yung pintura. Okay? Kailangan malinis. So, parang ganun din ang ginawa dito. Okay, so that is galvanizing. Now, bakit etong process ang ginamit? Remember, class, zinc is one of those metals with what? Low melting point. Kaya siya, dahil mababa ang kanyang melting point, it is usually used as what? Molten bath. O tinatawag na molten zinc bath. Okay. So, next is selection of a more corrosion-resistant alloy. So, halimbawa, ang example niyan is the chromium. Chromium metal. So, that is one of the reasons why we alloy or we have to combine metal with another metal. Okay? A more noble metal. So, modify also the environment or add chemical inhibitors to reduce corrosion rate. So, meron tayong tinatawag na anodic inhibitor and then the cathodic inhibitor. So, anodic, example is chromate, which forms a passivation layer on aluminum and steel surfaces. Now, ano yung passivation class? Yung passivation, yun yung formation ng oxide, tapos yung kanyang oxide, nagkikling o naka-adhere siya dun mismo sa metal, which protect the metal from further corrosion. So, yung tinatawag na passivation. So, ang aluminum nag-undergo ng passivation, ang zinc din nag-undergo rin siya ng passivation. So, cathodic inhibitor is zinc oxide, which retards the corrosion by inhibiting the reduction of water. So, apply cathodic protection. Okay, so modify. The inhibitor is adsorbed on the intermetal surface of the corroding metal and prevent the metal from corrosion or surface. Okay, in organic inhibitor, sodium chromate, phosphate, or molybdate. So when zinc is used instead of sodium, the zinc cation can add some beneficial effect. These zinc-added compounds are called mixed charge inhibitors. So organic anionic, sodium sulfonates, phosphonates, or mercaptan. So yan yung mga organic natin. Are used commonly in cooling waters and antifreeze solutions. So maraming ginagamit dyan. Okay, in their organic cationic, in their concentrated forms, there's either liquids or wax-like solids. Their active portions are generally their active portions are generally aliphatic or aromatic compounds with positively charged amine groups. So, eto na yun yung, again, eto ulit yung arrangement ng tawag nito, ng metals. So, maganda class pag medyo memorize nyo yung kanyang order, di ba? Okay, usually, di ba, sa chemistry, meron tayong tinatawag na EMF series. So, halos pares lang yan ang arrangement. We have the potassium. Okay, potassium, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, chromium, iron, and then we have that. Okay. Meron yung kanta dito na ano, yung Peter Sokar, Make a Mangy Zebra, Carry Iron Nails to Liverpool. Ganon. So Peter, that is for P. Peter, sodium. May sisingit kasi ditong calcium. Okay. So calcium and then ayan. Or we can also usually ang inaano ko lang diyan ay sinusundan ko lang diyan class is what? Ang sinusundan ko lang ay sinusundan ko lang dito is we have, asan na yung pointer ko? Wait lang class ha. Okay, anyway. So, Poso, Kamaal, okay, Poso, Kamaal, Mazinkro, Irnitile, Hycobi, and Mercy, Plago. Okay, pag sinundan niyo yun, Poso, Kamaal, so Poso, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum. Okay. Hindi ko maisulat kasi. Okay, so again, asan yung iron natin dito? Ang iron ay nandito. So, what are the protective materials na pwede natin gamitin? Iron can be protected by chromium, zinc, aluminum, magnesium. Of course, yung potassium kasi these are highly active metals. So, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin. No? So, may have magnesium, aluminum, zinc, chromium. No? Yan yung mga tawag nito, mga active metals na pwedeng protektahan ang iron. If we have tin and iron, ang mangyari dyan, class, kung magkadikit lang yan, ang tin ang mapoprotektahan, ang iron ang magpo-corrode. Again, if you have also cobalt and iron, hindi mapoprotektahan ang iron kasi more active siya. So, ang mapoprotektahan or the one that will serve as the cathode is the cobalt and iron will act as the anode. Ang anode ang nako-consume, ang anode ang nako-corrode. Okay, when it is combined with what? When it is coupled with less active metals. Okay, so eto class, eto yung pipe and then it is cathodic protection. So ang tawag dito ay cathodic protection. Or we have the sacrificial anode method wherein the more active metal is being sacrificed para maprotektahan yung less active metal. Okay, ang ginamit dito ay zinc. I think ito, ginamit dito ay zinc. Okay, so para lang maprotektahan yung iron pipe na ito. Okay, so cathodic protection of an iron tube with zinc acting as the anode material. So ganyan siya ikinakabit, no? And then the other one is we have the compressed EMF. Okay, compressed EMF protection. So dito naman is okay, impressed EMF. So we have the source of current here. Okay, we have the source of current. So although magre-release man ang metal ng electron that will cause the destruction of the material, meron namang pinaka-source din ng tawag nito ng electron. Okay. So halimbawa, okay. Nalilito na. Okay, doon tayo sa kabila magsusulat. So, halimbawa kasi, ang nangyari diyan ay hindi siya nakikita dyan. Okay, so halimbawa, meron tayong dalawang ano dyan, dalawang tangke ng tubig, di ba? Tangke ng tubig. So, meron tayo dyan. Tapos, meron din ulit ditong tangke ulit dito ng water. Okay, so magpo-flow ang water dyan. Tapos, eto, pa ganyan. Okay? So, yung dalawang metal natin class, di ba? Pagka parang dalawang metal, pareha silang nagre-release ng electron. Pero, kung mas combine siya, kung ito yung lower, ito yung higher. So, ito, pareha silang namimigay ng tubig, di ba? Pareha silang namimigay ng tubig. Pero, kaya lang, ito kasi ay, ito yung pinagagalingan. So, siya nababawasan. Pero ito, walang nangyayari kasi, nagbibigay man siya dito, may natatanggap naman siyang tubig din. So, parang ganyan dito sa corrosion. Pareha silang nagbibigay ng electron, pero yung isa kasi ay tumatanggap din siya ng electron. Kaya ang naubusan, yung pinaka more active, yung pinaka source natin ng electron. So, dito, we have to provide what? You have to provide electrons also para maprotektahan yung metal. So, ang tawag natin diyan ay impressed EML. Ognilia, Depilia, and Ombra. Okay, so next. So, pickling. Okay, ano ulit yung pickling? Pickling is basically okay, pickling is basically a cleaning process. So it's not a protecting, a preventive method. No, pickling is basically a cleaning process. Acid solutions are used to remove oxides from the surface of the metal. So for example, ito yung metal natin. So you can use acid. Huwag naman yung concentrated dilute acid to remove the oxides. Pero dapat pagkatapos nun, it should be what? It should be well rinsed para matanggal yung acid. So that is what you call pickling. So pickling is not a preventive. It is what? It is a cleaning process. Okay, so that is the end of our discussion in the corrosion of metals. So we have the different methods. You have the coating, coating, the use of coating. So we have the organic and the inorganic coating material. So organic yun yung mga kadalasan na ginagamit natin. You have what? You have the paints and tawag nito, varnishes. Okay, so done with that. Okay, so we go now to any question class sa corrosion of metals. So, madali, ito sa corrosion ay, it is a big factor yung different types of materials, no? Sa corrosion. And also the atmosphere, the different conditions. Okay, so we go now to our next topic. Supposed to be ang next topic natin ay polymers. Pero before we go to that, let's have a review on organic chemistry. Okay, sa bridging nyo ba nakarating kayo sa organic chemistry?
Meron ako, ayoko naman na-event.
Sa bridging chem? Hello? Anyway, so start na lang tayo ng discuss na lang natin a review of organic compounds. Okay.
Ay, hindi pala. 38 1 lang pala.
Ayan. So, organic chemistry. Okay, organic chemistry is that branch of chemistry that deals with the structure, properties, and reactions of compounds that contain carbon. So it is the study of the compounds of carbon. Okay, why is it important to study about organic chemistry? It is because 90% of compounds are what? 90% of compounds are organic.
Tanghalin na naman.
What is an organic compound? A
20
compound
na.
made from carbon atoms, has one or more carbon atoms, and has many hydrogen atoms. Now, it could also contain oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen, and halogens. Ano yung mga halogens natin? We have the chlorine, fluorine, bromine, or iodine. So, kadalasan yan yung mga kadalasan ito yung mga nadadagdag lang. Okay, pero mostly they are what? Made of carbon and hydrogen. So, ito, okay, ito yung mga natin, ito yung madalas natin nakikita, no? So, ito is shampoo. Ito shampoo. Tapos, pag nakita natin, class, yung ingredients, pag binasa natin yung ingredients, napapansin ninyo, yan ang nakikita natin, no? Kakaiba ang mga pangalan. So, sodium chloride, familiar tayo dyan. Pero yung mga zinc sulfate, pwede rin dyan. Copolymer, mga ganyan. Glycol, cocamide, okay, mga ganyan. Benzyl, alcohol. So, medyo iba na yung mga pangalan. Okay, usually kasi nga, they are what? They are organic compounds. So, medyo kakaiba, no? So, typical organic compounds have covalent bonds. So, karamihan din ay covalent bonds. Pero hindi na. Covalent bond ay covalent bonds, either polar or non-polar. They have low melting points. Of course, they have also low boiling points. They are flammable. Okay. Are soluble in non-polar solvents. So, an example niyan ngayon, ang madalas natin gamitin ngayon is we have alcohols, no? We have the ethyl alcohol or the propyl alcohol. Yung mga yan. That is an example of organic compound. Okay, are not soluble in, hindi naman are not soluble, generally, mostly that are not soluble in water. So, organic chemicals make up, okay, so makikita natin yan sa mga foods, flavors, and fragrances. So, sa medicine, ang dami-dami rin yan. Okay, materials, polymers, plastic. So, ito yung ano natin. Ito yung pinaka-main topic sana natin. No? Then, we have natural products, vast range of manufactured goods. Yan. So, yan yung mga yan. Okay. So, classification of hydrocarbon compounds. Ito yung ito yung umbrella ng ano natin. So, hydrocarbons, we have aliphatic hydrocarbon and aromatic hydrocarbon. So, under aliphatic, we have the alkane, alkenes, and alkynes. Diba na iba ang mga pangalan? Alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. So, alkane, pag tinignan nyo, anong pinagkaiba ng alkane, alkenes, and alkyne? Okay, pag tingnan nyo class, meron itong single bond, this one, double bond, this one is what? Triple bond. Okay, so pagka single bond, alkane yan, pagka may double bond, alkene yan, and then pagka may triple bond, ang tawag natin dyan ay group of alkyne. Okay, tapos meron din tayong tinatawag na cycloalkanes. Okay. So, ito yung mga aliphatic, ito yung mga straight chain, and then we have the aromatic. Meron siyang benzene ring. Okay. So, we have the alkanes. Okay, three-dimensional model. Ito yung pinaka-simplest compound. Okay, simplest compound under alkane. So, di ba? Meron tayong carbon and then shared 4 electrons shared with hydrogen. So, ito yung kanya structure. The tetrahedral structure. Okay, unbranched chain. alkane formulas. Yan. So, meron tayong tinatawag na structural formula. Ito yung structural. So, carbon, meron siyang 4. Carbon din, meron siyang 4 na, tawag nito, 4 na electrons. Okay. So, bakit parati lang siyang 4? Kasi nga, you have, di ba, carbon is 6 and 12. Di ba? 6 ang kanyang electrons. So, you have here 2 and then you have 4. Ilan ang valence electron niya? 4. So, we have 1s2, 2s2, and 2p2. Yung 4 na yan, nandito. Okay, so yung 4 na yan, naandyan yan. So, we have s orbital, di ba? Okay, so meron ditong orbital, di ba? Pag P, ilan ang kanyang orbitals? Pag P, 3 ang kanyang orbital. So, meron tayong dito 2, dito naman, meron tayong 2 electron. Pero as based from experiments class or characteristic of carbon compounds is what? Mas stable siya pag ganitong structure. So, ibig sabihin, one of the electron is being promoted in here. So, magkaroon tayo ng isang electron sa S, tapos 3 electron sa P. So, meron tayong tinatawag na sp3 hybridized. sp3 hybrid orbitals. Okay, so kaya nga, parati siyang 4. Ngayon, ang carbon natin ay meron siyang 4 na isi-share na, andito, 4 na isi-share na electron. Okay, kaya parating 4 yan, no? So, condensed structural formula. So, we have carbon, ilang hydrogen? 3. Dito naman, carbon, ilang hydrogen? 2, kaya CH2. Tapos dito, 2 din. Kasi yung 2 electron niya, nakashared sa carbon din. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yung 2, nakashare sa carbon. Yung 2, nakashare sa hydrogen. So, we have CH2. Ang tawag natin dito ay condensed structural formula. Then we have the shorthand formula or line structural formula. So dito class, sa bawat ano nito ay may carbon. Sa bawat corner may carbon. So may carbon dyan. Okay. So may carbon dito, may carbon dyan, carbon din. Okay. So yan yung ating structural formula. Yan. So, pag binilang natin yan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Ayan. Then, meron din tayong tinatawag na molecular formula. Molecular is carbon na lang siya. So, 8 ilang hydrogen, ilang carbon. So, C8. Tapos, ilang hydrogen yan. So, ilang hydrogen. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 plus 6 is 18. So, C8, H18. Ito yung tinatawag natin na molecular formula. Okay, so ito yung ating alkane structure. So, ito na yung naming natin. So, name is methane for 1 carbon. Ethane pag 2 carbon. So, you notice here, there are 2 carbon here. 2 carbon atoms. And then you have the propane. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Propane, 3 carbon. Then butane, 4 na carbon. Pentane is 5 na carbon. Mula sa 5, madali na siya kasi meron tayo yung pag 6, hexa, di ba? The prefixes, penta, hexa, what else? Hepta for 7, octa for 8. Okay, so pagdating doon, then we have what? Hexane, heptane, octane. Okay, yan yung mga yan. So, ang tatandaan lang dyan is what? The methane, the first four, methane, ethane, propane, butane. Okay, mula dyan, then you have now penta, hexa, octanona. Alright, now for double bond naman, so nakita nyo dito may double bond. Okay, dalawang electrons are shared with carbon. Tapos, tawag nito, dito naman ay, okay, dalawang carbon. Tapos, yung dalawa niyang electrons ay nakashare sa carbon. Nakashare siya dyan. Tapos, yung isa ay sa hydrogen, another sa hydrogen. Okay, so ipag-end natin ng using a dash, magiging ganyan. Okay, so dito rin, so dalawa nakashare, then one with another hydrogen, and then another hydrogen. Kaya meron tayong CH2, double bond CH2. So pag ganyan, siya ay alkene. Okay, so again, yung kanina din ginamit natin, ethane, okay, methane, ethane, propane. So dito, dahil dalawang carbon, so magiging ano na yan, dalawang carbon, so ethene or ethylene, propene or propylene, butene or butylene. Then we have pentene. Yung instead na penta, pentene, ENE. So ang ending ay ENE. So ethene, propene. Wala tayong methane kasi nga dapat meron siyang ka-double bond. Okay, then we have the triple bond. Okay, 3 electrons are being shared with another carbon, so forming triple bond, and then with hydrogen. Kaya meron tayong, ang ending naman class pagka triple bond ay YNE. So again, from the ethane, ethyne, propane, magiging propine, butane, magiging butane. Okay, now ang tanong, ano naman yung 1? Okay, yung 1 class, ini-indicate niya nasaan ang triple bond. Okay, nasa ang carbon yung may triple bond. So we have the butane and pentyne. Okay, then meron tayong tinatawag na alkyl groups. Okay, alkyl groups. Kumbaga ito yung parang katumbas ng ating mga radicals. So we have methyl, ethyl, and propyl. Ito yung galing sa methane. Okay, we have methane. So methane is CH4. Pag tinanggalan mo ng, so 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pag tinanggalan mo yan ng isang hydrogen, if you remove one of the hydrogen, so magiging CH3 na siya. Pero it is capable of forming bond with another atoms, no? With another atom. Kaya sa CH3 with a dash. So ang tawag diyan ay methyl. C2H5 with a dash, ang tawag diyan ay ethyl. O ang tinatawag natin sa kanila na alkyl. So ang ending din nila ay YL. YL. Okay, so ano na yung na-discuss natin, class? We have the alkane, alkene, and alkyne. Okay, a single bond, a double bond, and a triple bond. Okay, then we have other substituent groups. We have the amino, di ba yung kanina sabi, usually it is formed by carbon and hydrogen, pero pwede rin namang ibang atoms like nitrogen, and we have the halogens. Okay, the fluorine, chlorine, and nitrogen or oxygen. Okay, so ang tawag naman natin dyan ay amino, fluoro, chloro, nitro. Pag NH, amino. Pag NO, nitro. So, naming IUPAC rules for alkane nomenclature. Ano yung IUPAC? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay. So, they adopt a certain rule or a certain method or standard para pare-parehas yung ating pagpangalan ng organic compounds. So, find and name the longest continuous carbon chain. Then, identify and name groups attached to this chain. So, identify. So, saan dyan yung pinakamahaba? So, bibilangin nyo yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Pag yan ang pinakamahaba, pag ito yung pinakamahaba natin, if this is the longest carbon chain, yan. Pag yan yung ating longest carbon chain, ito ngayon ang mga branch. Ito yung mga sanga. Yan. Ito yung mga branches. Yan. Okay, pwede rin na ito yung magiging 1. Pwede rin ito 1, tapos 2, tapos 3, tapos 4, tapos ito gawin nating 5. Pag ito ang ginawa nating 5, ito ngayon ang magiging branch niya. Diba? Okay. Then next is number the chain consecutively starting at the end nearest a substituent group. So kung saan mas malapit yung pinaka-branch niya o substituent group. So designate the location of its substituent group by an appropriate number and name. So assemble the name listing groups in alphabetical order using the full name, that is cyclopropyl before isobutyl. Okay, so alphabetical, no? The prefixes di, tri, tetra used to designate several groups of the same kind are not considered when alphabetizing. Okay? Pero yung mga iso, clo, cyclo ay kasama. So, hindi lang yung mga di, tetra, yung mga prefixes na yon. Okay, so how to name this compound? So, pwedeng papuntang right o pwede rin papuntang left. From left to right or from right to left. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tapos, again, if this is the longest carbon chain, alright, so kung ito ulit yung pinaka mahabang natin, ang ito ngayon yung mga branches natin, ito yung mga branches. Yan. So, anong pangalan ng mga ito? Diba? Pag isang carbon, ang tawag ay methyl. Pag dalawang carbon, ang tawag ay ethyl. Yan. Okay, tapos papangalanan, it should be what? It should be in alphabetical order. Tapos, nasaan ngayon yung ethyl at nasaan yung methyl? Okay, so we have yung ethyl na sa fourth carbon, and then yung methyl ay nasa fourth carbon at nasa second carbon. So 1, 2, 3, ginamit yung from right to left. So 4 ethyl, 2, 4 dimethyl, tapos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 na carbon, titingnan nyo, walang double bond, lahat ay single bond, so that is what? Under the alkane group. So siya ay nasa, this is an alkane. Kasi, bakit alkane? Lahat ay single bond. Okay. Kaya ang pinaka-parent name niya ay hexane. Okay, so 4 ethyl, 2, 4 dimethyl. Pag yung isa ang gamitin natin, class, pag from left to right, magiging ano? 3 ethyl, pero magiging 3, 5. Mas matataas yung numbers. So, sa naming, mas preferred yung lower, using lower numbers. Sa naming. Okay, so ngayon, punta tayo sa naming. Unang-una, anong klase ito? Okay, alkane, alkene, o alkyne. Dahil walang double bond. Pag may double bond dito, class, ang magiging itsura niyan ay may ganyan. Pag may double bond, magiging dalawang line din. Okay, magiging ganyan. Pag may double bond. So, yung naka-red, yan yung mga red, yan yung mga tinatawag natin na mga, ito yung mga tinatawag natin na mga branch. Yan, mga branches yan. Okay? So, paano pangalanan? So, 2, 4 sa pangalawang carbon at saka sa pang-apat na carbon, meron tayong dalawang methyl. Kaya ang pangalan ay 2, 4 dimethyl, tapos ilang carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4 dimethyl pentane. Tapos, pag single bond lahat, so it is no alkane, kaya ang ending niya, pagka single bond, ang ending ay ANE. Pag may double bond, ang ending ay ENE. These are the alkene. Okay, double bond din yan. So, alkene din yan. Okay? Now, pentadiene. Bakit naging diene? Kasi nga, dalawa ang double bond. Okay, hindi ano yun na, hindi yan 1,4. Okay, so hindi yan 1,4 dipentane. Kasi pag 1,4 dipentane, ibig sabihin dalawang pentane. Or 1,4 dipentane, ibig sabihin dalawang pentane. Ang inalagay lang natin dito ay diene, ibig sabihin dalawang double bond. Right. So, dito naman, ito walang pangalan. Ba't walang pangalan? Meron ditong mali. Okay, so pag titingnan nyo, saan dito yung may mali? Okay, sa formula na ito, saan yung may mali? Okay, so remember class, pagka-carbon, dapat parating 4 ang kanyang electron at ang ka-share niya dapat 4 din. So dito, this should be what? This should be okay, sana. Dapat dito ay CH3. Dapat dito ay CH3. Okay, ano pa? So 4 din 'yan. 4 din 'yan. Tapos dito ang nangyari naging 1 2 3 4. Dapat wala ng hydrogen. Kasi kung maglalagay pa tayo din ng hydrogen, magiging ano na siya? Magiging 5. Okay, so tama na 'yan diyan, tama na rin dito. So dito nagkaroon yung may mali. Okay, so that is how to name simple organic compounds. So, ito naman pagka same side, yung CH3 natin, same side is using the prefix cis. Pagka opposite, using the prefix trans. Okay, so cis-2-butene, this one is trans-2-butene. Bakit may 2-butene? Kasi nandun siya sa pangalawang carbon, nagkaroon ng double bond. Okay, so drawing organic compounds. Okay, so try nyo na lang itong i-draw. 2-pentene. O, 2-pentene. Halimbawa, dito sa number 3. 2-ethyl, 2-pentene. Ibig sabihin, ilang ano to? Pentene, so merong itong double bond. Nasaan yung double bond? So, pentene, ibig sabihin, ilang carbon? We have 5. So we have 1 and then 2 and then 3 tapos 4 tapos 5. Dahil pentene at yung double bond nandun daw sa pangalawang carbon. Ayan. Tapos sa pangalawa, meron ding 2-ethyl. So meron ditong nakakabit na ethyl. So, ang ethyl ay C2H5. O, kailangan pa ba ng hydrogen dito? Hindi na kasi you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Dito, kailangan natin ng 3 hydrogen. Okay. Tapos, dito, ilang hydrogen pa? 1, 2, 3. So, isang hydrogen. Tapos, 2 hydrogen. Tapos, isang 3 hydrogen. Yan. That is how to write the formula. Okay. O, dito, 2. Ito, 8 na carbon. Lahat ay single bond kasi ang ending niya ay ANE. So, siya ay alkane. O, ito, triple bond. Ito, lahat ay single bond. Ayan. Okay, so we go now to aromatic hydrocarbons. Ang aromatic, meron tayong tinatawag na benzene ring. Okay, benzene. Natin ay methyl, di ba ito yung methyl, ang tawag natin dyan ay methyl benzene. Pero ang common name niya ay pag bumibili kayo at then we have the 2-methyl. Okay, dalawang methyl na kabraso. Ang tawag dito ay dimethyl benzene. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, magiging 1,4 dimethyl benzene. Ano naman yung P? Okay, so ethyl group, asan yung eto. So, instead of using numbers, okay, ito, 1 tapos 2. Ito, 1 tapos 2, then 3. This is 1 tapos 2, 3, 4. Kahit dito ka sa kabila, ang bagsak pa rin dito, 4 pa din. Okay? So, instead of using di-1,2-dibromobenzene, we can use the prefix ortho. Okay, so pag ganyan, ortho, pag ganito, meta, pag ganito, para. So, ortho, meta, para. Pagka 1,3, pag 1,4, that is the para. Kaya ang tawag dyan ay O-dibromo, M-dibromo, or P-dibromo. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pag P, para, so 1,4 yan, 1,4 na dalawang bromine nakakabit. Then we go now to functional groups. Okay, an atom or group of atoms within a molecule that shows a characteristic set of physical and chemical properties. So functional groups are important for 3 reasons. The units by which we divide organic compounds into classes. So mas madali silang i-classify based on what? If we know all the functional group, madali na silang i-combine. No? Halimbawa, lahat ito ay alcohol, lahat ito ay acetone, based from their functional group. So the sites of characteristic chemical reactions, and it is also the basis for naming organic compounds. So ito yung kailangan natin sa polymers. Okay, so these are the functional groups: alcohol, carboxylic acids, aldehydes, ketones, ether, esters, amides, amine or amine. Okay, amides or amine. Okay, so hindi na tayo pupunta sa masyadong naming class. Okay, so again, we have the IUPAC nomenclature and we have the common nomenclature. Dito tayo sa alcohol. So, ROH, ito yung general formula niya. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang OH, the functional group niya ay OH. Okay? So, ang pangalan sa IUPAC is alkanol. Ibig sabihin, any alkane. So, pag isang carbon, ang tawag dyan ay methanol. Pag dalawang carbon, ang tawag dyan ay ethanol. Okay? Dito. Pag isang carbon, okay, CH3OH, ang tawag ay methanol. Ito yung sa IUPAC, no? Ito yung alkanol. Pero pwede rin siyang pangalanan ng methyl alcohol. Methyl alcohol. Yung madalas natin nabibili, ethanol, di ba? So we have CH3, CH2OH. Ito, ang tawag natin dito ay ethanol. Ang pangalan ay ethyl alcohol. Okay? O, parehas lang yan, no? Ang tawag nga lang dyan is IUPAC nomenclature. Ito yung sinasuggest ng IUPAC and this is the common. Ito yung madalas. Either ito ay dati na niyang pangalan na nakaugalian na, no? So we have the ethyl alcohol nomenclature. And pag carboxylic acid naman class, ang kanyang functional group ay the COOH. Ito ang meron siya, COOH. Okay. At ang ending niya ay anoic acid. So, pag isang ulit na yan, methanoic acid, ethanoic acid, propanoic acid. Okay. Pag aldehyde naman, ito yung CHO. Okay. Pagka ketone,
Chat mo. Bisikian na nga pang.
okay.
Bisikian.
So we have ether,
Yan.
oxyalkane. So, pwedeng maging dalawa yan, methyl o ethyl, no? Then we have the esters, RCOOR. Okay, then we have the amide. Ang amide class ay meron siyang, ang amide ay meron siyang oxygen at meron siyang NH2. Ang amine ay wala siyang oxygen, meron lang siyang NH2. Okay. So, yan yung mga ano natin, amides, amine. Okay. Medyo ano class, medyo madugo kumbaga ang organic chemistry. Actually, pagka halimbawa measuring chem, ito is sa major subject ng organic chemistry kasi iba yung kanyang words na ginagamit, iba yung mga pangalan na ginagamit. No? So, pagdating natin class sa polymers, okay, pagdating natin sa polymers, we have the alcohols. So, alam nyo na kung ano yung alcohol. Meron siyang functional group na OH, pag carboxylic, COOH, aldehyde is CHO, at saka yung NH2. Okay. So, these are organic compounds. So, alcohols. CH3OH, CH2. So, pag nakita kayo ng ganyan, alam niyo na kung ano yan. O aldehyde, o acetone, o acid. Alright. So, ito naman yung amine. Kapag mahaba siya, ang pangalan niya ay amino. Pag maiksi siya, ang pangalan ay methylamine. Okay. Yan yung mga different compounds. Ito yung sa carboxylic acid. So, ethanoic acid o ito yung tinatawag natin na acetic acid. So, saan nakikita yung saan na yung acetic acid? Yung ating vinegar. So, ang kanyang acid content, yung tawag natin doon ay acetic acid. Yung ating vinegar. So, COOH din siya. Okay, esters is formed by acid and alcohol, no? Esters is formed by acid and alcohol. So alcohol, and then we have CH3COOH. The H and HO will combine forming water. Tapos magiging ano na siya? Magiging ester na siya. Alright, so these are the organic compounds. Yeah. Line formula or structural formula. Okay, so esters. RCOR, ito naman yung sa ketone, no? RCOR. ROR is ester. RCOR. ROR is ether. Alright. So, halimbawa, ito yung list of functional groups. Tapos, ito yung compound. So, pag classify mo yan, ano yung unang compound? CH3, CH2, CH2OH. So, ano ito? Anybody? CH3, CH2, CH2OH. Anong klaseng compound ito? This is what? This is an alcohol. Okay, next compound, CH3 and H2. Ano ito? So, amili kayo alcohol. It is an acid, aldehyde, ketone. Okay, so CH3 and H2. So, this is an amide or amine.
Hindi nga ako pinakalam sa una. Panduang ang kanan. Sila tumapos sa gap.
Ba't hindi ka pinakalan?
Tulong nga kami kabilog mo lang.
Please check your audio class.
Hindi dyan maguna. Kapag magana sa una, sure na sa panduwa kaya ito.
Hello?
Parang,
Self-proclaimed.
tulong nga. Hindi ako tawag kay ano no? Klase ba?
Okay. Paki-check nga class yung audio ninyo.
Hindi, okay.
Katiputan na kaulit na ako.
Istorya ng buhay ko eh. Sino magustuhan ko? Lagi naman akong gusto.
Hello? All right, so let's proceed. So alcohol 1, ROR. This is an ether. So kung titingnan nyo lang yung pinaka-pattern niya, no? ROR. Okay, so this one has an ending of COOH. So this is a carboxylic acid.
Pinipilit ko na nga yung sarili.
Ito walang oxygen. So lahat ay carbon and hydrogen. So it is a simple hydrocarbon compound. So this is an alkane, and this one it has a double bond. So this is an alkene, a hydrocarbon lang. So yan yung ating mga different functional groups. This one. O, diba? Ito yung pinaka-symbol, pero how do you read this one? This is an ROR. Okay. ROR. So if it is an ROR, so that is an ether. This one is ether. So what are interesting aromatic compounds? Okay, we have benzene and toluene. So, dimethylpentane. Okay. So, hindi na tayo pupunta sa name. Alright. So, 2,4-dimethylpentane. Again, pag binilang ito ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2 sa pangalawa may branch. Sa pang-apat may branch. Kaya ang tawag ay 2,4-dimethylpentane. Okay. Dito naman ay 2, 5, 6. Pagpabaligtad, 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 8. So, alin ang pipiliin doon? Yung mas mababang number. Okay, so ano natin yan? Structural isomers. What are isomers? From Greek isos, equal, and meros, in part. Okay, so these are isomer. Ibig sabihin, pag tinignan natin dito, class, if we're going to count the number of carbon, parehas sila. Number of hydrogen, parehas. Pero, magkaiba sila ng structure, magkaiba rin yung kanilang pangalan. Ang tawag natin dyan ay isomers. Okay, isomers. So, nakikita natin dito, dahil iba ang structure, then ibig sabihin, they will have different properties. Same molecular formula. Alright, so structural formulas and butane. So, kung titingnan natin to, class, again, these are isomers, and itong isa, and butane, ang tawag dito ay isobutane. Pag meron tayong branches ng methyl group dito, then we have the iso, no? Isobutane. So, kung titingnan nyo, magkaiba yung kanilang boiling point. Although they have the same number of carbon. They have the same number of hydrogen, but different structural formula. They have different properties. Okay, so no name. Okay, so much with the naming. So pag mag-quiz tayo dito, class, parang ganito lang yung quiz natin. Kasi kumbaga ay mababaw lang yung ating discussion ng organic chemistry. Okay. Kumbaga nasa ibabaw lang. Kumbaga coating ano lang siya. No. Alright, so ganito yung magiging exam natin. Ano itong structure na ito? Ano ito? Anong pangalan? Okay, ano ito? Is it a ketone, aldehyde? Okay, so let me just have this one. Ano yung first compound, class? First compound. Dognidon. Dognidon. Ang sagot mo lang dyan, alcohol, acid, aldehyde, o ketone. Dognidon, wala na? O, Mejias. Mejias from LX. Ano yung first compound? Ito. We are just classifying, ha? We are just classifying. Mejias. Sige. From Otto. Ognelia. Ognelia.
Ma'am,
Wala rin. Okay. Tatawag. Dalawa. Yes, Anobo.
Carboxylic acid, ma'am.
Bakit carboxylic acid?
Meron po siyang ano kasi ma'am OH.
Eh, meron siyang OH pero wala siyang double bond sa O.
Ay, alcohol.
Okay. Kaya, ang first compound ay, instead na carboxylic, siya ay alcohol. Kasi meron siyang OH.
Ah, okay.
O, etong pangalawa. Sige, etong pangalawa, ano yan?
Alcohol.
Alcohol din. Kasi meron siyang OH. Yung pangatlo, ano ito? O, ang pangatlo ay alcohol din, di ba? Kasi meron siyang OH din yan. So, ganun lang pag classify, ha? Okay. So, based dun sa tinatawag natin na functional group. Okay. O, eto, ano ngayon ito? O, eto na lang, eto na sa gitna. HCOOH. So, ano ito? Dagyo. Guzman. O, mamimili lang ang sagot, alcohol, carboxylic, aldehyde, o ketone. Ito na sa gitna. Ito na sa gitna.
carboxylic acid.
Okay, we have what? Na nasa gitna ay COOH. Yan, COOH. Okay, it is what? It is a carboxylic. It is a carboxylic acid. Okay. Eto, pag ganitong line formula din, di ba bawat kanto niyan ay carbon? Eto, bawat kanto nito ay carbon. So, carbon ito, another carbon. So, pag binilang nyo yan, 1, 2, carbon din, tas carbon ulit. Carbon ulit ito. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay COOH. So, again, this is also a carboxylic acid. Okay, so carboxylic acid. So, yan ang sa classifying. Wala nga tayo sa naming class. Nandun lang tayo sa classifying the compound based on their functional groups. Okay, based on their functional groups. Pag ito pinangalanan natin, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, pag apat yan, ano yan, butanol, di ba? Pag apat, butanol. Ngayon, nasaan yung OH? Nasa pangalawa. Kaya ang pangalan nito ay 2-butanol. 2-butanol. Okay? So, ayan. Drawing organic compounds. So, hindi na tayo magaganito class. Ha? Alright. So, question. Nag-alisa na yata yung iba. So, pag nag-quiz tayo dyan, it will just be classifying, multiple choice, or what? Dyan, recorded po ba ito? Hindi ko na ito ni-record kasi ano lang naman ito. It is just a review of organic. It is just a review of organic compounds. I assume na nakuha nyo na ang organic. Kasi di ba tinatanong ko sa inyo kanina, sa bridging ba, na-discuss ba sa inyo ang organic chemistry? Walang sumasagot. Kaya in-assume ko na nakuha nyo na nga ang organic chemistry. Okay. So, kumbaga, nag-review lang tayo. Ano lang tayo dun sa tawag nito sa topic na yan. Okay, so yun lang ang i-discuss natin ngayon kasi it's 10 or mag-proceed tayo sa ano. Or we'll proceed to polymers. Anyway, i-discuss ko pa pala yung ano. I-discuss ko pa pala yung yung polymers class na topic, yan na lang natin yan bukas. Kasi pag nag-break, alanganin na, maalangan siya. So, i-discuss ko na lang. So, mamaya, okay, as usual, yung gagawin natin, yung second session ay laboratory natin, either laboratory or other activities, assignment o quiz.